Welcome to 40K Radio. Hello and welcome to 40K Radio episode 138. Today we're going to take a look at the Imperial Knights codex, as well as just kind of general catch up. But we also need to talk about hobby stuff first, and we'll start with Amy today.
I am deep in the hobby.
Nice.
Here's actually a wild hobby thing that happened to me. So I have a few things that I'm waiting to come back into stock on the Games Workshop store, as is wont to happen. And so yesterday I received an email saying, "Hey, your item is back in stock." And I was like, "Sweet. Let me just see which one it is." So I'm currently waiting on the Death Guard Codex is the big one, right? But it's all generally Death Guard stuff. And it's like, "Your item is back in stock. Zangors." And I was like, oh.
Boo.
That was my original, that was from Adepticon for this year, my original plan before I changed my plan. So I signed up for that notification well over a year ago. And it is absolutely wild that they just came back in stock. So that was wild, but I discovered I have exactly the right number of Poxwalkers. Which is never enough Poxwalkers in this edition, which is lovely. I'm in it, man, because countdown is on. As per the recording, 202 days.
And 2 hours.
Go. Yeah.
According to my countdown.
So let's go. Let's go, kids. We're all in it. Yeah, that's where I've been.
How about you, Jeff?
I've been a little all over the place as far as hobby is concerned because, well, I got to play a 2,000 point Tyranid game, which was super fun. Had a good time. Won somehow, even though all I had was a Broodlord on the table by the end. I guess it pays to go for objectives.
This is the thing. Always play the objectives.
Yeah, I was playing as Dark Eldar. You gotta understand, I didn't take down a single one of his vehicles, barely killed a couple of Mandrake units. His army was ready to go for a second game. And I had a model left and still squeaked out a victory. The thing is that we were trying also an asymmetrical game from the new card pack.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So the question is, obviously, I'm sure you're wondering, well, how was it? It was very normal. It didn't feel that much like a different game, except that the deployment zones were wacky. I mean,
no one wants to measure that.
And you know what? The one we had to measure was almost worse. It wasn't a chevron, but it had one big corner as the deployment zone for the Tyranids, and then a diagonal stripe in the middle for the deployment zone for the Dark Eldar, the Drukhari, whatever. And then a corner behind the Drukhari that was no man's land, and a weird sort of wedge thing between the two deployment zones. Very weird, very bizarre, pain in the ass to measure out. But a wonderful way for me to get some infiltrators behind his deployment zone.
There you go.
That was fun. And I had a lot of infiltrators. I had one unit of 6 Von Ryan Leaper, a unit of 3 Von Ryan Leaper. I had a Neurolictor. I had a Lictor. So that was fun. But then I also played 2 consecutive games of Combat Patrol against my brother's Combat Patrol that he very quickly, very well painted the new Combat Patrol, the one for the new Codex. Cool. So we played 2 games of that, and man, I am not hating the Combat Patrol format. It is a fun format. And as we are getting closer and closer to no longer having new codexes in the in the queue, in the rotation, and the threat of another edition looms dark over the horizon, the idea that we may be losing combat patrol as it is, it bothers me because I feel like I've been sleeping on that format a little bit. But it has also, all of this has made me very interested in getting more of my Tyranids done, because I played Tyranids.
I liked your
And
message to me because we've been working on these Death Guard armies, right?
I was getting to that.
Oh, all
But
right.
go ahead.
Well,
No,
I'll
no,
preface.
yeah,
We're
sure.
working on these Death Guard armies, and you had figured out a way to take what you have for our friendly, your friendly army, and then you only need to add a little bit more, and then you'll have a full 2,000 points, and you can build combat patrols out of it, and this whole thing. And so you're looking. You text me that you were legitimately, this is the text I receive, is it has me looking at my Tyranid Connect collection in an entirely new way.
Yeah.
And then 5
Nice.
minutes later, I received a second message. And what did that say?
Wait. I think there's some connective tissue missing, because I
Okay.
did describe. I did say it's making me look at my Tyrannid collection a different way, and wanting to just get what I own done.
Yes.
That was this
Yes.
crucial to what follows.
That was crucial.
Because I was looking at there's a new combat patrol that came out that you can buy, and there's no rules for it. Games Workshop, what are you doing? This is the kind of stuff that gets me worried.
Yeah.
So it made me look like I need to finish, because I had some, like, I had all the models for that I built, and I'm starting to paint, and I'm thinking, well, I've got all these other things. There's these cool detachments I haven't had the chance to experiment with, and I need to build the models, but I have all these models. So what if I just like really buckle down, and like I do, like, all the models are left. I have some warriors, because there's this cool warriors left, and then I almost immediately, as I'm saying, like, yeah, I should totally finish. Like, and I'm holding right now in my hand a very old Forge World Ripper base.
Nice.
Forge World has
Ooh,
these
nice.
amazing Ripper bases that aren't just 3 lonely Rippers on a base. Like, they actually look like swarms. And I've got 9 of these bases. Like, I bought those thinking, oh man, I'm gonna paint those and have some cool Rippers, and I never finished them. I never did anything with them. So, but that's the thing. Like, I pulled out all these models, and I'm really getting into the idea of just finishing. And almost immediately, I text you a list that has over $800 worth of models I don't own in it.
Yeah. It's just a message that goes, and I made a list that's hang on. And I instead just made a list with a ton of models I don't own. To which I responded, balance has been restored.
But I'm not doing that list. It's just fantasy listing. It's like,
Yeah. That's what we do. That's why it's like devastating that we don't have access to all of the data in the app, because I would build so many fantasy lists, and a lot of them would get purchased.
I don't think that's devastating. I think that's financially responsible.
Yeah.
Like, to a certain degree, I know my accountant is thankful that Games Workshop doesn't give me free rules. It's like, no, buy a couple of codexes. That is a lot less. This is gonna, like, you don't need a mortgage for that, but if you have all the codexes, you're in danger.
Yeah.
So I've been so what I've decided to do is I pulled out all the models I own that are not built, and all the models I own that are built and slightly painted, and I am going to build everything I own that's not built, get it ready, like get the bases ready, and so that I can, as I go along, always be doing Tyranids in my spare time. I also started working on those Death Guards, because I had finished assembling what I own of this. I'm still waiting for some models that are out of print right now. I'm sure they'll come back.
It's fine.
It's fine. Like, I'm sure Games Workshop will give them to me. But that's the thing. Like, so the problem with my Death Guard is I want to do them the same way I did the 7 models I did for my kill team years ago, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't really document because I didn't think I was going to go back to it. I didn't document the painting process all that well, but the results were really good. They were like very advanced quality slap chop with some fine details. They look great for those 7 figs for tabletop. Fantastic. Very proud of them. Super happy. It was kind of a bummer that I wasn't doing more, but now I am doing more. But I forgot how I did it. So I spent my weekend just. See, the smart thing would have been because I do have a spare plague marine. So this is what an intelligent person would have done, like someone careful and with a brain attached. Is I would have taken that spare plague marine and I would have tested what I thought the technique was, because it is like a 5-step technique just to get the green. So I say slap chop in like the meaning way, but there's just a lot to it. And I would have just done that test fig to see, like, am I correct in thinking this is how I'm going for it? Like, only an idiot would take all 14 unpainted plague marine, the 5 Terminators, Mortarion, and the Plague Burst Crawler, and do all of them at once, blindly unsure if the technique matches the 7 original figures.
That would be ridiculous.
Absurd, right? Only a moron would do that.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah, obviously.
And thankfully, I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if it's 30 years
I was
of
about to say
design
3
experience.
decades of painting. Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a quarter century of painting figs, but I somehow got it just right. What a relief. So that's
Nice.
what I've been up to. I'm so not too busy. How about you, Matt?
So with the recent Age of Sigmar releases, some of my locals have had some of those armies, so they wanted to try them out. So I've been playing a couple games of Age of Sigmar, and then we played with recently last week. They did like a Warcry update. The game everybody thought was dead is apparently not dead.
Yeah. They're like, no, we mean it.
Nope. Here's some stuff, and alluding at more stuff coming. So folks wanted to try that, so I played a couple games of Warcry, and it's great because it takes like 20 minutes and then you're done. And then we played Kill Team. We did everybody against like a Tyranid swarm, which was a lot of fun.
That does sound fun.
Yeah, the rules for the AI are pretty good, right? It's just kind of like you have to decide what they do, but you know, it has to be them. What would it be like if you were playing them, and what would, you know, like make the most appropriate decision? So
yeah, that new Kill Team box, gang.
Oh,
I went to pre-order it, and I for a minute thought that, because you know, JF and I exchange links, and so sometimes my store gets set to Canada. So I was like, oh, these must be Canadian dollars. Oh no, they were not Canadian dollars, and I was sad.
Yeah, it
was a hefty
lot of stuff
one
in that box.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff in that box.
So I did the pre-order that my local store does.
Yeah.
And I did that, and then I got an email from the store saying, hey dude, yeah, we got a lot of those pre-orders, and you're not early, and we probably don't have one for you. So do you want to be on the waiting list? And I went, you know what? Sure, put me on the waiting list. And I immediately went to the Games Workshop store and went, hey, maybe I can get it from there. And they had it in stock. And I went, all right, I'm going to pre-order. And then I did that thing where I go, man, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. So I can't remember. I was doing something else. Yeah, right. I had one of my friends over for board games. So as I'm playing board games, like I got my phone in my hand. It's like, yeah, should I order this? And like, I'm trying to listen to some rules explanation and be a good host. And I'm not, because I'm shopping at the same time, like an asshole. And eventually, like, I hesitate so much. I just want, you know what? I'm just, okay, I'm going to order it. And I order it, and I put in my credit card information, all that, because I changed credit cards and all. And so, and then I click order. It says, oh no, we're out of stock now. So I was, no, you know what? I took it reasonably well.
Sometimes you take it as like a sign. You're like,
exactly.
that is it.
That's true.
I
That is
didn't need it for a
exactly what I did.
thing, right? Like I'm not trying to put something together for Adepticon. So all right, this is
Yeah, this was a luxury. Like
Yeah.
in every sense of the word, this was a luxury. It was a bunch of terrain that I've already got a bunch of terrain I've never finished painting. There was a bunch of figs I didn't really need. Like I was mostly getting this for the terrain and rules to be able to do the co-op thing in that environment.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? That just means I've got a lot on my plate. I've got Adepticon. I've got those Death Guards. I just pledged myself to the hive mind. Let's go. We're fine. And then 2 days later, the store asks, "Hey, do you want to pay for that box that you want to reserve?" I'm like, you know what? Sure. Now there is a non-zero chance that that's an error, and they won't have one for me, and they'll have to pay me. They have to reimburse me, which is fine. They're cool.
Yeah.
But maybe like this is Schrodinger's kill team box for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I also managed to pre-order one of those at my uncle's store, but that's because I was at the store when it came out with the preview, and I turned to the register and said, "Hey, can you put me down?
Can
for
you just
this?"
put that on? Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, that one.
But I mean, I Death Watch is one of my armies, so
Because that's the thing. If
was
I
something
do
was
get it,
interested in anyway, so
I need to build it because, like, the friend I had over for board game, like, as I was doing the shop, it's like, hey, like, if I get this, you in? And they said yes. So, like, at that point, I need to.
Yeah, you would have to actually do it.
Yeah, it becomes important.
yeah, that box is loaded with everything but the approved ops card pack, right? So like the whatever the competitive missions are going to be for Kill Team for the next year, which is an interesting choice. I also, they talked about how they were going to do classified and declassified for Kill Team. Like some teams will rotate out, but pretty much every Kill Team like content creator that I watch the videos of, like, yeah, we're not doing that. Play whatever you want.
Yeah, all right.
Which is, I mean, because according to Games Workshop, they're still going to update the rules for those Kill Teams that get rotated out. So I guess, for it'll only be GW official events, or if somebody really wants to be
right.
Yeah, they're probably going to put just a little bit less care in keeping him balanced, but
yeah. But I think if anything's egregious, the the community will self-correct.
Yeah, and honestly, like, what's attractive to me about Kill Team is the non-competitive aspect. It's the co-op stuff anyway. So I don't care.
Yep. Well, Games Workshop was kind enough to provide us with a review copy of the new Imperial Knights Codex.
Let's go.
So this will be up for pre-order by the time you hear this. And it is one of the last codexes that we know of for existing factions.
That was the best thing about JF going to play against his friend with the Drukhari, because he goes, hey, guess what? Drukhari don't have a codex. And we went, oh, yeah, huh? Yeah, I guess they don't.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it was an embarrassing conversation to have as the guy who gets early codexes, because it was like, well, because he was talking about like, oh yeah, no, I only like got this one codex so far in the expansion. Like I only got Hammer's Children. It's like, well, you got Drukhari. You're playing Drukhari now. It says, Drukhari don't have a codex. I believe they do. I think they got him one really early in the in the edition. It's like no, they didn't.
No,
I had the same conversation when we were, because when they talked about Imperial Knights card, I said, okay, so what's left? And somebody was like, Drukhari. I was like, no, they were like right at the beginning, weren't they?
Yeah,
no way,
ages ago.
That's why no one listens to us.
Apologies to all of the Dark Eldar players. We're so sorry that we forget you exist.
So after this, Drukhari is the only one left, unless they start do alternate chapters or.
I think Amy has something to say here.
Yeah.
Chaos demons.
Yeah.
Don't be part of the problem, Matt.
Don't be part of the problem, Matt. Not on this show. I'll kick you out. It'll be great.
I know. We all want to see it. Well, most of us want to see it, but
I just
I
can't.
don't know.
I can't. Like, I can't imagine somebody sitting there with their giant demon. I mean, and I've seen plenty of them. Their giant demon army, and then and then it's being like, no, sorry, no, not anymore. It would be a real full circle moment for me because I got into the game because I love demons and I couldn't play them without also playing Chaos Space Marines. And then they got their own codex finally, and then I still have that very first little tiny demon codex. It's really good. I have it somewhere. I'll use it. Don't don't think I won't. Just slap that out.
Maybe they're gonna be what's in the 11th edition starter set is Chaos Demons. It'll be Vashtor and all his mechanical entities and a whole new demon codex thing.
So that was the other thing that JF and I wound up talking about the other day was that by stripping out all of the god specific armies, right? Death Guard and Thousand Suns and you know, we've pulled out all of them now. That leaves that core Chaos Space Marine book. It's a little, I mean, it's not bad by any stretch, but it's, you know, it's a little thin on the ground. So that's interesting. That's all.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with, I mean, you know, the big thing is, right, is everybody's expecting it to be Drukhari, then a bunch of campaign books with some new models, and then we'll hit 11th edition, which hopefully is like 10.25, but, you know, we'll see.
Like, all I want, like, I'm fine with an 11th edition if it doesn't reset codexes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
you can update them.
We don't
with new
have
stuff,
to, right? Like, but go around again. That's fine, but don't strip it back down to the index nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, you get one. You know, if you, especially because if you just got a codex, right? Don't strip it back down to here's your one detachment and good luck.
Yeah, you've barely had time because that's the thing. Like, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, these detachments that we got. And I'm playing Tyranids, like one of the two oldest codexes in this edition. Mm-hmm. And I've barely scratched the surface on all the things I want to play around with.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, I do like jump around from different armies all the time, but
sure.
Like someone who just got like their LOV codex or who's going to get their Drukhari codex, they're barely going to be able to toy around with the rules a little bit from like 6 months.
What was it last edition? Guard?
Right?
Yeah, Guard.
I had a friend who stopped playing 40K because he plays Guard, bought his codex, and then 3 months later they're like, nope, sorry.
But even from a developer's standpoint, imagine you're the guy, okay?
Painful,
you're the guy or the girl, like you toil away on a codex for like months. You come up with these detachments, you play test them. You try out different things. Like you do maybe 12, 15 different detachments and whittle them down until you get like the right ones. For each of them, you do maybe 20 different stratagems and like whittle those down to the ones that work. Like you play around with this, like you play test it. You work hard on this codex and then people only get to play with the rules that you wrote for 6 months. It's absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that they have realized it's not a great thing, and you know, I think 10th has been pretty well accepted, and so hopefully,
and I do think that they did need the hard reset into this one, because it did change significantly, and that's fine. But what we have is really, really good.
It's a fun game right now. Like. I know some people who don't like the I go you go thing are not super into how it is right now, but
that's always a thing. I mean,
but it's still to a point where like even my brother who hates I go you go still has some fun playing this. Like he'll play the game, which is
not to mention that's a thing that doesn't require the codexes to reset to change.
Right?
Probably not. Hey, it's Games Workshop. Come on.
So, Imperial Knights.
Yes.
Finally, a few months after Chaos Knights, we've got our Imperial Knights now, and they too also get a single new unit to add to their codex.
Yeah.
But they have their army rule where you select a deed and a trait or a quality for your army. You can do it randomly, or you can choose it yourself if you want. I noticed that they don't talk about D3s anymore. They're just like roll a D6, and this is 1,
Yeah,
2,
yeah,
3,
yeah.
4, 5, 6. But it's pretty much you
Some people
can.
got
Yeah.
confused with D3.
Do you sell D3s?
I don't have that one.
Yeah, they're with the blinker fluid.
Yeah.
Mm,
But basically, it's kill a character, control more objectives than your opponent, or the number of destroyed enemy units is greater than the turn number. That's your deed, and when you complete that deed, you get 2 or 3 CP, 3 if you chose it randomly. And then the quality is like your army rule, right? So it's
yeah.
reroll a hit and a wound roll, add 2 to your move and 1 to your advance and charge, or improve your objective control by 2 and your leadership by 1. So interesting, and it's you choose after the read mission objective step, so you get to choose. Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
that's
not
good.
you don't if you're doing a tournament army, you wouldn't choose then. You'd get to choose at the beginning of every game. So you kind of get to see your opponent's army first and make that choice, which is interesting. And then they've got 4 detachments. One that focuses on the armigers, which I think a lot of people wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then one that affects your qualities and your oaths, and just a couple that give your knights bonus abilities. So, it's
I mean, it's a hard
yeah.
army. Like, it's a hard army to write rules for, I feel
And
like.
I feel like this is something I've heard, a lot of people debate about too, is like, is this an army you want to even see in 40K? Because it feels, to them anyway, feels kind of out of place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
But then big zombie
but then,
robots,
but
right?
counter argument,
Yeah,
big zombie
exactly.
robots. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's a pretty good counter argument.
And I feel that there is an easy fix to that, and we've talked about this in the past. I feel that the knights should be getting a couple of non-knight units as support units.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
give them a
agree.
baseline unit that's just like a bunch of dudes like squires or something, and they're there to cap objectives, and that's their job.
Yeah, it's and the same thing with the Chaos Knights Codex too, right? It feels, because really this codex breaks down to what, 3 kits now, maybe, yeah, because I think the character one is in, anyway, 3 or 4 kits, right? You have your super big knight, you have the knight box that makes all the other knights. I think there's maybe a separate box for the characters, then you have armigers, right? So there's not, knights on both sides are the most limited range in the entire game for armies.
Yeah. No, I agree with JF. I think they should
someone
have
else.
Just
some non-knight support.
one box of 10 infantry dudes, dual kit.
Yep.
Like
close combat and shooting or something like that.
Well, yeah, one of them's there to like cap objective,
like a step up from orc
Right.
boys.
And that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't make them combat competent. I would make them just like units that do tabletop stuff. Like one unit that's good as just standing on objectives, so that you can have like these little guys that just run around and take objectives and things. And another unit that just walks around like with the knights as a support unit, like the either take or give a buff. And maybe like you can upgrade one of the dudes to be like a tech marine type dude that can help repairs. Like things that give more dynamics to the army without breaking the lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like the Lord Discordant with the demon engines.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
he
exactly.
kind of,
Yeah. And I mean, knight, in the lore, knight households have, a whole bunch of servants that help them out too. So just put them, make it so we can put them on the table. The new knight is the Knight Defender, and he's got like a little shield generator on top. He's kind of cool. I mean, so if he's blocking line of sight to a model that your opponent is shooting at, it has cover and a 4+ invulnerable save against the attack. So his thing is to, like, with his shield generator, kind of stand in the way of your opponent's army. And then he also gets to subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of attacks that hit him. So, and he's got a conversion beamer or a plasma executor or a phosphor blaster. So some new weapons there too. Yeah, I mean, it's just another big Stompy robot you can add to your army. I like it in theory. We'll see how Knight players like it in practice, because it's just saying, okay, I just kill this thing first. Right? I've got to kill. Yeah. You have 5 Knights. I have to kill them. This is just the one that I kill first.
Yeah, it does have. Is that what I saw? That it has a 4-up.
Yeah, it gives. Yeah, it has a 4-up invul, and then like I said, it gives anything that you draw line of sight past a 4-up invul too. So,
well, that's where like your really quick moving like units.
Oh, it does say against ranged attacks
only.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're getting close, right? Just swap it with boys.
Let's go. Which is it's one of the best like images, right?
Yeah.
Just so many boys swarming a knight. It's a very good visual.
And I like that rule, because that's one of the reminds me of Adeptus Titanicus, where if you're close enough to a Titan, they don't get a save because their shields are creating this bubble around them. Once you get inside the bubble, right, you don't get that shield anymore. But yeah, you can just have Gazelle run up and knock it over if you want. And then of course we still have Sir Hector, which is the dude inside Canis Rex who jumps out when he dies.
And now good news. I mean, right? So having this other unit, right, would be like, he's not just like alone.
Right. You can have like, other dudes, but it's like that, that super annoying rule that used to have in old editions where you could take escape hatches on your vehicles, where it's like, well, it's not destroyed until you kill this guy that jumps out too. This little guy that can hide.
Yeah, he's gone. he's out of here.
If I had any of my friends that played Knights,
he's got his lunch.
If I had any of my friends that played Knights and they had that dude, I would have on the ready on my phone the sound effect for when Mario gets hit and he's big and he becomes small.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would use it every single time.
Love it.
He really is just like walking away with his helmet in his hand and
his like, luckily he saved his lunch, right?
Just taking off. Yeah, he's gonna need that. So good.
Meanwhile, I was thinking like, oh god damn it, not again! I gotta get another night.
Not again. Call the Forge World. We need a new one. Lost another one, gang.
And the Crusade rules are kind of interesting, because you're not only tracking like what's going on with your knight, but you also track what's going on with the pilot too. So, and if your knight dies or gets removed from your list, you can still keep the pilot, so you can like transfer it to a different knight, and he goes on chivalric quests and all sorts of interesting stuff.
We're going full Gundam. Yeah, Let's go.
Again, another. I think mostly the thing I hear about, should these guys be allowed, comes from Crusade players, because it's like, shouldn't I get like nothing and they got a knight. But
yeah,
roll with it,
But it doesn't matter if you win
That's
or
right.
not.
Nobody plays Crusade to win. What? And they are starting to do the thing, they have been doing it in the back of the codex now, where it's like, well, here's some points, but if you want the real points, go to this QR code.
Yeah.
Which is good.
This is about what we're talking about, but
I mean, the fact that they have to do that now should be a sign of
right.
If you've brought your codex camping, you can use this to make a list, but
we don't recommend it. Which is a shame, because like that's the thing. Like I was playing against my brother for what is his combat patrol thing, and he had just gotten like his lot of new League of Votan stuff,
Mm.
which wasn't the codex because he was still waiting to get the collector's edition he ordered.
Mhm.
But like he had like 3 packs of the dice, and he had the data cards and everything. And these are all items that normally I wouldn't care about. But my shifting
Yeah.
mentality towards fewer armies going more in depth, the idea of having just one army that you collect obsessively and then having like 48 dice of that army that costs a fortune and the data cards and being able to like there's it kind of looks cool and comfortable as a way to play the game.
I just can't even comprehend it. I love the idea of it. It would be so much easier on my life. But
I
also
can
Yeah.
I just
whenever I
can't.
think
I
of this
can't.
and I think of not playing, not painting 12 different armies, I feel like the two hemispheres
Oh
of my
no.
brain are pushing away from each other.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, like magnets the wrong way
exactly. It
around.
is unpleasant,
Mhm.
but I can't help but really love the simplicity and aesthetic and also being able to focus and really deep dive into an army.
I think there's a middle ground.
Yeah.
I feel
I think the
like.
middle ground for me was going to be like maybe 4 armies and like
Mm.
one or two I really dig deep, because like the more I build my Tyranid army, the more I realize that within the Tyranid army there are countless other armies, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, because the list I sent you is like very warrior centric, but
Very.
like there's this whole like harvester swarm army I also want to try, and they all like require different synergies from different types of units, and I never
Yeah.
get to experience any of these things. Like the idea of doing the different detachments that concentrate on different aspects of the army allows you to make more out of a single army than I think I realized. And I don't know, man. It's
I say this now, right? Like I'm talking a big game now, but if they gave me Dark Mechanicum, I'd probably be pretty deep in that for a while. I mean, like I have my orcs, right? Like I have my orcs. I have so many orcs, but they're like I feel bad because they're like my emergency army. Like, oh, everything's falling apart, but I've got old reliable, and that is unfair to them because I do love
I
them,
have the
but
same problem. Like I have two orc armies that visually don't mix because I made both of them for different things.
Mm.
yeah.
And there's a part of me, man, that's thinking like, maybe I just don't keep him. I just do an actual orc army that's just beast snaggers and stuff. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm probably just gonna keep him, add the beast snaggers, and just have play them mixed. And even if they're visually discordant, it won't matter.
I mean, it works. It works.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's orcs. If any army is going to be visually discordant,
That's the
it's
thing. Like that
them.
one's acceptable. And I
Like, and maybe you can do a couple units that are like a
Mhm.
bridge.
yeah, that's also a possibility. It's just or orcs
I
are
know.
very like I one of my armies for orcs right now is just buggies. Like it's all of that and
Yep.
some bikers, and I want to make a fully beast snagga army. And visually and gameplay wise, they might as well be two different
Right.
codexes.
Yeah, that's true. Mm.
Orc's one of those armies that I always want to play, but
Yeah. That's the other part of it, right? Is they're super
yeah,
fun to play.
and there's like, but we talk about all the time. The good thing about orcs and stuff, I just want to smash some kits together and make something I can do that. So
Yeah. I like this one kit. Great. Guess what? It's an orc kit now.
I mean,
yeah,
I the only orc truck in my collection is actually a Gene Stealer called Goliath. So,
Goliath. Yeah.
but it looks orky. It's easy.
Yeah.
well, I mean that was I mean that's Imperial Knights. There's not really much to it. you know, if you're a knight player, I mean, you got a new knight kit, so I guess you're excited.
I hope
Yeah,
you're excited.
I mean, they finally
Big
yeah.
stompy robots. I love it. It's one of my favorite episodes of. I forget if it's Voxcast or the Warhammer Community Podcast, one of them. But they're talking to Jez Goodwin about knights, and they go through because it was for the Chaos
Mhm.
Knight release, and so they kind of did like a retrospective on knights, and knights kind of like the 40K plastic knight, right? Like not
Yeah,
Titanicus.
yeah.
We're not talking, but the 40K plastic knight was essentially kind of made as like so you can't afford a
Right.
Titan, but you could have a little one.
You can have a little Titan as a
And,
treat.
they were thinking, people could buy, one or maybe two. You know what I mean? And then it spiraled wildly out of control because they don't understand their player base. But I mean, and that's the great thing about it, right? It's your tiny little Titan. I have a vision and a plan to do an absolutely crazy night. I don't it's real good. It's sort of based off of an idea that other people have done, but they've missed the mark, geographically speaking. So I want to do that. Like I have them. They're here. They're beautiful, and I have them. And like JF and I are doing our friendship nights, which are chaos nights because
But
let's
obviously,
face it, that's a little more on brand for our friendship. But it is really cool to have. I mean, that's what made Adeptus Titanicus when they put it back out so good, was that you could have tiny
big
Titans,
stompy robots, right?
Yeah.
And it's
That's all we want. That's why Gundam's so big.
Oh,
Everybody
man.
wants a big stompy robe. It's here. I had ordered my first one. My nephew's very into Gundam. And so when we were away on family vacation, they had like some big summer thing with all these limited kits and whatever. And so he was ordering things and I was like, I really want one. He's like, well, take a look. Let's see what they got. I got this. It's translucent and pink and I
Cool.
can't wait. It's finally here. I have to pick it up at my parents' house. But I'm going to build a big pink stompy robot. I'm so excited.
My local store just had their biannual auction, and
Yes.
my brother got like some $400 professional grade Gundam that needs batteries for like $100.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Damn.
So he was super excited about that.
Wow.
They're really cool. And
I used to have an EVA 01 Unit 01 like that, and I never finished building it, and I don't know where it is now.
It's just such a wildly different concept, right? Because like in Warhammer, like I love building. Like it's one of my favorite things to do. Like as irritating as some Warhammer models can be, and they've gotten infinitely better over the years. But I do genuinely enjoy the building part. But it is like a means to an end, right? Like it's a step along the path. Whereas like for the Gundam, that's the fun part, is the building. And like, yeah, I'll pose it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Right, Warhammer, you spend, $400 on a bunch of models that you put together. And then Gundam, it's like you spend it on one model, but you spend just as much time on that one model. Because if you're doing that, you're probably doing the panel lining and all that kind of stuff. So but I mean,
I see plenty of videos on how to weather Gundams, and I'm like, man, that looks fun.
Yeah, there's a guy I follow who does terrariums.
Ooh,
and he
cool.
puts Gundams in it.
I think I saw one of his videos probably because the algorithm said, "Hey, your friend watches this dude."
Hey, yo, she watches this all the time. And I do.
But yeah, so I mean, just like everybody else, Knights got, or a lot of the codexes, Knights just got one model, but it's another big stompy robot. So
and I mean, for Knights, that's actually
for
pretty
sure.
good. They didn't get a weapon sprue.
Right. It could have been worse, right?
Could have been worse.
Speaking of could have been worse, so the Nova Open just happened, and there was no
Yeah, it did.
GW preview at all.
No
So
preview.
are we gonna do like a YouTube friendly theory about why Games Workshop hates Nova Open now?
Ooh, why do they hate
Yeah.
Nova
We
Open?
are?
Let's hear it.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
I
I
was
just
just
think that
thinking,
No,
like,
I don't-
what's a YouTube title that the
Oh, right.
idiots would put?
GW hates Nova Open. Click to find out why.
Yeah.
GW on a backslide.
GW going out of business. They weren't at Nova Open. No.
You can't even afford tickets.
Yeah, they were wildly at
Yeah,
Nova.
I know.
They actually ran Nova's first army
Yep.
showcase.
Yeah. I think so they just had a good size preview.
Yeah.
And LVO, which is another big preview for them, is coming up. Right, it's in October now, but also
Oh, is it?
it's October or November.
I missed
but it's also
that.
the same week as like Warhammer Day, right? So I don't think there's going to be anything at LVO either.
Oh, it is October.
Yeah, I don't think.
October 2nd through 5th. Oh, I missed that because I was like, this is January. That's not that. I mean, it's not as far as I maybe wanted
Yeah,
to
they
be.
they
but it's
switched
not
they
that
switched
soon.
hotels, so this is the new dates.
Oh.
But I think it's the same day, same week as Warhammer Day, or really close to it. So I don't think there's going to be much at LVO either. I think everything big is going to be on Warhammer Day.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm sure GW will still have a presence there and do stuff,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
it's just I think if Warhammer Day is right there, even if they do something small, whatever big reveal is going to be a Warhammer Day thing, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. As it should be. Like if there was a big GW specific event right near Adepticon, I would expect them to do it at their thing.
Yeah, they wouldn't even.
Although it used to be, right? It was in April. It's fine. Yeah, well, plus there was that one Nova Open preview.
Last year, here's what we did and what we're going to do.
It was not
Yeah.
good. People were very mad. So they learned that it's just better, and it's true. I mean, it's just better to just
It's better to have less previews with more information than just trying to spread it out over the entire, every 2 months. Which that was totally different during COVID, right? Where we weren't going anywhere.
I was about to say, I think we kind of got used to that, right? Was like, oh yeah, they'll just give us another preview and tide us over, and it'll be fine.
I mean,
No.
it's a very important life rule that I think everybody needs to learn at some point, is that if you've got nothing to say, shut up. And on that particular Nova preview, Games Workshop had nothing to say and talked.
Yeah.
I can't believe I did not realize the LVO. Huh. That makes LVO slightly more appealing to me.
Oh, that's not in January. It makes sense.
Because I mean, that's just too close. You know what I mean? But October.
Wait, you're gonna go to LVO?
Well, not this year, but I'm not as opposed to it as I would have previously been.
You know what the only problem I have with LVO is? Is
in Las
DLV.
Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we don't have people there anymore.
Even if we did, very few places are less attractive to me than Las Vegas.
I mean, this is kind of like Frontline Gaming's thing, right? It's the Atlantic City Open, the Las Vegas Open, which I'm sure you're right. There's lots of other stuff to do while you're there, but it's also in a casino hotel, which means it's like, oh, we don't care when it is. It's at least $300 a night.
That is true.
Which is not working.
Let's face it, I'm never gonna play more than once a day. It's fine. I mean, once a year, it's fine.
But that's the thing. Like, I think Las Vegas should maybe look at changing how they're doing things, because they're losing a lot.
Big time.
A lot of the people I know who had conferences in Las Vegas for the last 2 years or last year, they've been going to New Orleans, and I'm talking about two vastly different industries from these people. So I in Las Vegas is they're losing a lot of tourism, and I think prices might be part of it.
Was there there should be an open in was there an open in New Orleans?
We need something in Canada. But if they do something in Canada, it's going to be in Toronto.
Yeah.
But that's not terrible.
You've never been to Toronto, have you?
No.
Toronto's not the best. It's a little expensive. Everything closes super early. It's boring.
Yeah, that's hard.
Like, the only thing they have going for them.
Okay, but you do realize, like, we went to Milwaukee, right? Like,
at least Milwaukee is cheese.
I did have a
Toronto just has really weird colored taxis. That's their thing. That's their whole thing. Don't get me wrong. Like, if it was in Toronto, it wouldn't be like a huge problem for me as far as like transportation. Like, I could take a very quick plane on Porter's. I could drive there. It's only 6 hours. Like, it'd be great on that point. But at the end of the day, it'd be in Toronto.
Still Toronto. Sure.
So,
Yeah, so with the LVO moving to October and being right there next to Warhammer Day, we'll see if they do any sort of previewed LVO. But
and I mean, how much? Like,
I need to go to Warhammer Day at Warhammer World.
That'd be so cool.
Bucket list.
Yeah, I've been to Warhammer World once, and it's pretty dope.
It was pretty awesome.
As far as a mecca, like, we'll take you one day. As far as like a mecca for wargaming, it is pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So with whenever the next preview is, I mean, if Drukhari is or is not out by then, I mean, is it going to be talk about whatever the final campaign is for the end of the edition, if they even do it?
Help me.
Like, we don't even know if they're going to do a campaign or anything.
What if? Let me just manifest.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just manifest
all you want.
Because there's several demon kits that have been missing for a hot second, including one of my favorites. But they were resin kits. And one of them also was the Zinch kit. It was a ridiculous box that came with like 3 characters that were in no way really related, like parts wise, but also it was still a large amount of money. It was like
it was like when they first had Goleman out, right? And then it was him, and I forget who the other 2 guys were, but there's like an Imperial one.
Yeah, or like in the Death Guard currently, there's 3 like the 3 characters that came in that original box. You can only get together.
I mean, Tyranids still have
not that you can get them right now.
You can only get a Screamer Killer if it comes with a Neurotyrant.
And you can only get a Venom Crawler if it comes with Obliterators, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that what it is? So anyway, I am manifesting not only a demon codex, but like a revamp of some of the old demons. Because I do not have a blue scribe, and it is like one of my favorite things ever, and like the pinnacle of the Warhammer character reading the rule book. Because they're writing the rule book, which is even better. So I'm manifesting like actual demons and being like, no, we're good. Look, we're here. We figured it out. Hey guys, we figured it out.
My thought on demons. I think the idea of having demon codexes be late in the edition actually makes sense, because it is one of those armies that is very difficult to balance properly. But I think 10th edition is the perfect framework to get that codex working. Because one of the big problem is if you want to play one specific god, you're kind of nerfed. Because they tend to specialize in one specific thing. But Games Workshop has developed a certain expertise at mitigating these things, especially now that they've got the 4 Demon Gods Chaos Space Marine armies. Like, they know how to make a very angry Khorne army because they've done it for World Eaters. They know how to make a very Zenge army, and they just need to apply that to the codex in the sense that making detachments that compensate for the weaknesses of each.
Exactly.
Like, that Nurgle is going to be very resilient, but not super good at range. So you need if you take a Nurgle detachment, they need to have a little bit more deep strike or some advantages that allows them
Right.
to cross the board a little bit better. So
Yep.
and so you could have 4 detachments right there, a 5th one that's just an undivided, and then you can start toying around with like a 1 or 2 extra detachments, like Bellacor's Chosen, which is all about like you take Bellacor, but like there's buffs to greater demons or something like that. Like there's like you've got room for maybe if you do something like 7 or 8 detachments, you can have like 5 basic ones and a couple of other ones that are kind of more fun. But that
Mm-hmm.
takes time to do it right,
Right.
especially if you're redoing a lot of models. And I'm hoping that's the direction they're going.
That's my hope. And so then, and they're going to be like, and look at these guys. And it'll be great. Because there are so many cool demons. And there are so many cool demons that we already have. Like, they already exist. You know, on the other side.
I went on the online store as we were talking, and when I went to Chaos Demons, it is not as anemic as it was a few months ago, where a lot of this stuff was out of print or just not on the page. Like everything you'd expect is there. There are, at least in Canada, there are only 5 temporarily out of stock kits, and there's a handful of online or only orders, and everything looks like it's mostly plastic. So
mine, essentially all of Zinch is online only, out of stock.
Not in Canada.
Like the Screamers and the Chariot and the Flamers.
So
oh yeah, so it's like
are out of stock right now. Otherwise, nah. That's the only Zinch kit that is out of stock in Canada.
Yeah. Okay. So this kit needs, it just needs some love. This multi-part kit builds a Fate Skimmer, a Demon Sorcerer of Zinch mounted on a burning chariot, the Herald, or there's one more. What's the other one? Anyway, it's
Yeah,
like
I see it. It's dude
lot.
with all his books. It's like he's really cramming for those exams.
Yeah, on the Herald, the Fate Skimmer. Yeah, so good. And there's like a bunch of, and it's like, okay, all right. I just needed the Exalted Flamer, and he was $58, and I was like, well, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not on
but
the
the
Canadian
blue.
store. I'm on the UK store. But still,
Oh, see, that'll
different
do
stocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the interesting
But
things.
the blue,
is that when you're trying to find something and it's in one country, not another country.
the blue scribe is not even listed.
Yeah.
And that bums me out.
Blue Scribe was was a resin kit though, right?
Yes.
So they could be remaking them in plastic.
This is what I'm saying.
But
because we already, all of the battle line demons are good.
Right.
yeah.
Right? Like especially after that big demon box. I was going to say a couple years ago, but it was definitely more than a couple at this point because it was well before the end times. But it's fine. But you know, because we got all of those new Slanesh models, all of those new Khorne models. Obviously, we've been adding to, especially on the Sigmar side, right? We've been adding to the Nurgle demons for quite some time. And yeah, I just need my Zinch boys and we'll be good. Let's just make it happen.
And that's the thing. Like my whole point with this was mostly that I have renewed hope that we will see a Chaos Demon Codex, despite all the pessimism. Because I'm seeing like all of these models like in stock and available. Even looking at the Canadian store, there's a few more out of print, temporarily out of stock models. But knowing that that most of these are available in the UK, like it balances things out. So I'm, you know what?
Those Zangors that I got the notification for are back out of stock. So that's cool.
Sounds like a lot of people wanted Zangors. Maybe they're good with the new Thousand Suns Codex. I don't know.
I don't either.
I might.
They've been playing too much Space Marine too.
So yeah, things to look forward to.
Yeah, we'll see. It's It'd be very weird if they
Manifest.
didn't do something big for Warhammer Day, right? So I think you can expect to see something in October.
I mean, October, Warhammer Day, Halloween. It's a good time for demons.
That's a good time for
Yeah.
demons.
And you know, I mean, you know, we've been dealing with Necrons and Tyranids. It's time for another Chaos Incursion.
Yay!
They
I'm
get their
building
ticket.
Death Guards. I should be okay with it. I'm fine.
You love it. You get so excited.
Yeah. I'm easily amused.
All
right. Wrap this up.
Yeah,
guys, thanks for listening. Feel free to reach out to us on Facebook. Let us know what you're working on, what you hope to see after Drukhari, or maybe there's something in between before Drukhari. We'll find out soon enough. But otherwise, we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Thank you for listening to 40K Radio, part of the Freebooters Network. You can contact us via email at hosts@40kradio.com or on the Freebooters Forum. Please check out the other podcasts on the Freebooters Network. Until next time, remember that in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war and cookies.